So in the previous lectures, we have seen what management is, we have seen the working of different sections, we have seen budgeting, we have seen stock taking, we have seen other aspects of management, including total quality management and project management. So in this lecture, we will be discussing a new area that is called change management. How to manage a change. That is also we have to learn through management. So I'll be discussing the change management under these heads. I'll just introduce the concept of change management, then what are the contents of change, then we will discuss the types of changes, then situations for change in libraries, because ultimately we have to correlate all these philosophies, all these principles, all these techniques, all these tools of general management to the libraries. So again, we will discuss the advantages and disadvantages as we are doing usual. So let's see what the change management is. Basically, change management is a systematic approach to deal with the transformational processes within an organization. It involves planning, implementing, and managing change in a way that minimizes resistance, maximizes engagement, and ensures successful outcomes. In today's dynamic business environment, where technological advancement, market disruptions, and evolving customer demands are constant, organizations must be agile, active, and adaptable to remain competitive. If we are not competitive, as I told you, we will be out of the market. We will be not in fray. We will be left by the clients, customers, or the patrons. So, to remain in the fray, we have to be competitive, and we have to see to it what the users are demanding, how the demands are changing, how the products are changing, how the services are changing, and accordingly we have to adopt and adapt. And if we are not doing it, with the passage of time, we will become obsolete, and slowly, gradually, once you become obsolete, the customers, clients, or the patrons, they leave your product, they leave your services, and you become redundant or superfluous. So the purpose of change management is to enable organizations to navigate these changes effectively, whether they involve restructuring, process improvements, technology implementations, mergers and acquisitions, or cultural transformations. By employing change management principles and methodologies, organizations can mitigate risk, optimize resources, and facilitate the transition from current state to desired future state seamlessly. Change management basically encompasses various elements, including assessing the need for change, developing a change management strategy, communicating with stakeholders, building support, managing resistance, implementing change initiatives, and evaluating outcomes. It requires collaboration across departments, clear communication channels, strong leadership, and a focus on people, process, and technology. Effective change management involves understanding the impact of change on individual, teams, and the organization as a whole. It acknowledges the human aspect of change, recognizing that employees may experience uncertainty, fear, and resistance when faced with unfamiliar situation. Therefore, change management initiatives often includes activities aimed at addressing concerns, providing support, and fostering a culture of openness and resilience. Ultimately, successful change management enables organizations to adapt to evolving circumstances, capitalize on opportunities, drive innovation, and achieve strategic objectives. It is critical capability for organization seeking to thrive in today's dynamic. Then coming to the content of change. So what are the basic contents of change in any organization? The content of change refers to a specific aspect, elements, or components of an organization or system that are targeted for modification, improvement, or transformation during a change initiative. This content can vary widely depending on the nature of the change and the objectives of the organization. Certain categories you can see here. I'll just explain one by one. Organizational structure. Changes to the organizational structure involve alterations to the hierarchical arrangement, reporting relationships, departments, teams, or divisions within the organization. This may include reorganizing departments, consolidating functions, decentralizing decision-making authority, or introducing new reporting relationships. It can be anything. So this is one area where the change management can be thought of. Second is processes and procedures. You can think of change in the processes and procedures also. Change to processes and procedures involve revising or redesigning the method, workflows, protocols, or standard operating procedures, that is called SOPs, used to carry out tasks, deliver services, or produce goods within the organization. This may include streamlining workflows, automating manual processes, standardizing procedures, or implementing new technology. So it can be anything, and this is a viable area for change. Third is probably the content of change can be system and technology. Changes to systems and technology involve upgrades, implementations, or integration of information systems, software applications, hardware infrastructure, or digital platforms within the organization. This may include implementing an enterprise resource planning (ERP) system, adopting a customer relationship management (CRM), or migrating to cloud-based technology. Any change in the technology or the system is nowadays a viable and feasible medium of change. Then coming to the next content of change, that is culture and values. The changes to culture and the values involve shifting the belief, norms, attitudes, behaviors, and values of employees within the organization. This may include fostering a culture of collaboration, innovation, accountability, or customer centricity, promoting diversity and inclusion, or aligning organizational values with strategic objectives. Next, products and services. Change to products and services involve modification, enhancements, or diversifications of offerings provided by the organization to its customer, clients, or stakeholders. This may include introducing new products or services, improving existing offerings, or discontinuing outdated or obsolete offerings. Next content can be leadership and talent. Changes to leadership and talent involve developing, acquiring, or deploying human resources, skills, competencies, or capabilities to support organizational objectives. This may include hiring new talent, developing leadership skills, succession planning, talent management, or restructuring roles and responsibilities. Next is stakeholder relationships. Changes to stakeholder relationships involve managing and nurturing relationships with external parties, including customer, supplier, partners, parties, regulators, or community stakeholders. This may include enhancing communication, collaboration, engagement, or partnership building efforts to strengthen stakeholder relationships and support organizational goals. Then coming to the types of changes. So you can see here we have a strategic change, changes in attitude and behavior, we have technological changes, and then we have structural changes. So we'll just discuss one by one in little detail. So when I say strategic change, what it means, this involves shifts in overall direction, goals, or priorities of the organization. Strategic changes often result from shifts in market conditions, competitive pressures, or changes in leadership. Second, changes in attitude and behaviors. So the cultural or the behavioral changes are essential for driving organizational transformation successfully. These type of changes focuses on shifting mindset, attitudes, and behaviors to align with new objectives or values. It may involve initiatives such as leadership, development programs, team building activities, or fostering a culture of innovation and continuous improvement. Next is technological change. Technological advancement can significantly impact how organizations operate. Implementing new technologies or upgrading existing systems can improve efficiency, productivity, and competitiveness. And then the last is the structural changes. Structural changes involve modifications to the organization's framework or organization hierarchy. This may include changes to reporting relationship, departmental restructuring, or realignment of roles and responsibilities. Structural changes aim to improve organizational effectiveness, streamline decision making, or enhance collaboration. Next, we have a situation for change in libraries. What can be the situations in the libraries where the change management can be applied? So we'll just focus on the areas, especially in the libraries, because we have to study in the context of the library. So we will try to see what are the areas of possible change management in libraries. So this we can see, especially the change in the libraries that occur due to various situations, both external and internal, that necessitate adaptation and evolution. So some changes, situational changes, I'll tell you. First is technological advances. So rapid advancements in technology continuously reshape the way information is accessed, stored, and disseminated. Libraries must adapt to new technologies such as digital libraries, online databases, e-books, and mobile apps to meet the changing needs of patrons and remain relevant in the digital age. Second situational change can be shifting demographics. Changes in the demographics of the library users, such as age, ethnicity, language, and socioeconomic status, can impact the types of services and resources needed. Libraries may need to adjust their collections, programming, and outreach efforts to effectively serve diverse communities. Third situational change can be budget constraint. Libraries often face budgetary challenges, including funding cuts, inflation, and rising operating costs. These financial pressures may require libraries to find cost saving measures, explore alternative revenue sources, or prioritize services based on community needs. Evolving user expectations. As society's expectations for convenience, accessibility, and customization evolve, libraries must adapt their services accordingly. This may involve offering extended hours, enhancing online access to resources, providing personalized recommendations, or incorporating multimedia content into collections. Next is legislative and regulatory changes. Changes in laws, regulations, and policies at the local, state, or national level can impact library operations and services. So, libraries must stay informed about the legal requirements related to copyright, privacy, accessibility, and other issues, and ensure compliance to avoid legal risk. Next is cultural and social trends. Societal trends such as increasing emphasis on lifelong learning, information literacy, community engagement, and sustainability influence the role and function of libraries. Libraries may need to develop new programs, partnerships, and initiatives to address emerging social needs and trends. And next is competitive landscape. So, libraries face competition from other information providers, including commercial vendors, online platforms, and social media networks. To remain competitive, libraries may need to differentiate themselves by offering unique services, fostering innovation, and building strategic partnership. So, changes in the library leadership, staffing policies, or organizational structure can also trigger the need for change. Internal factors such as staff turnover, succession planning, performance evaluations, and strategic planning processes may necessitate adjustments to ensure organizational effectiveness and alignment with mission and goals. Next, we can see what are the advantages of this change management. So, definitely to improve the efficiency, innovation, adaptation, competitiveness, increase competitiveness, and talent development. So, these are some of the advantages which is quite expected whenever we are trying to change either the product, process, or service in any organization. And especially in service organization, whenever we are trying to change the form of the product or the form of the service, so definitely we have certain advantages. So we'll see what are the advantages. One is very quickly it can be understood: improved efficiency. The organizational change often involves reassessing processes and workflows, leading to the identification of inefficiencies and the implementation of more streamlined practices. And this can result in cost saving, reduced waste, and increased output with the same resources. So, this is anyway beneficial for the organization, because ultimately any change which is for the betterment of the organization will definitely yield its result. Second advantage can be enhanced innovation. The change initiatives often encourage creativity and the exploration of new ideas. By challenging the status quo, organizations can foster an environment where employees feel empowered to suggest and implement innovative solutions to existing problems. Third, better adaptation. In today's rapidly evolving business landscapes, organizations must be active and be adaptable to stay relevant. Embracing change allows companies or the organizations to respond quickly to market shifts, trends, or technological advancements and changing customer preferences, enabling them to stay ahead of the competition. Then we have increased competitiveness. By embracing change, organizations can position themselves as industry leaders. Whether it is adopting new technologies, entering new market, or restructuring operations for greater efficiency, embracing change can give companies a competitive edge and ensure their long-term viability. So anybody who embraces first definitely remains competitive and remains ahead of the market. So if you are able to see, if you have a good vision, if you have a good people who can make the forecasting in a better way, so the forecasting can be done and immediately you can embrace the new technology or the new process or the new product, whichever suits your company, organization, or any other agency. So if you are the first one to embrace it, you are the first one to um, innovate and do something new, so you will be the leaders. And once you are the leaders, you have to show path to the others. And once you are the leader, you can establish yourself and you will be able to get the maximum share of the market. Or in the context of the libraries, any libraries who is trying to transform itself or change itself according to the customer's requirement, customer's demand, customer's preferences, will be the leader and will be the first to have maximum patrons, maximum clients, and the other libraries will be languishing or will be weak enough in terms of total clients or the total number of members visiting the library or using the library. So next is talent development. The change initiative often provide opportunities for employee growth and development, whether it is through the training program, cross-functional projects, or leadership opportunities. Organizational change can help employees acquire new skills, expand their knowledge, and advance their careers. So every technique, I told you, every technique, every tool, every principle, if it is having some advantages over the organization, definitely it will have some disadvantages also. So let's see what are the disadvantages of this change management. So you can see the resistance to change is always there. Whenever you try to implement any new principle, any new technique on over your organization, first thing will be resistance to change. There will be resistance from the employees, there will be resistance from the management, and you have to just somehow overcome it. So that is also the art of management, how to overcome it. So resistance to change, that will be one of the most significant challenge for any organization to overcome the resistance from the employees, and change can disrupt established routines, create uncertainties about the future, and trigger fear of job loss or decrease job satisfaction. So overcoming this resistance requires effective communication, transparency, and employee engagement. Second is disruption. Change initiatives can disrupt normal business operations, leading to temporary dips in productivity, customer service, or product quality. This disruption can be particularly challenging for organizations with tight deadlines or high customer expectations. So, effective change management strategies are essential to minimize disruption and ensure smooth transition. Implementation of change challenges. Third, implementation challenges. Poorly planned or executed change can lead to implementation challenges such as delays, cost overruns, or unintended consequences, whether it is due to inadequate resources, unrealistic timelines, or insufficient stakeholder involvement. Overcoming these challenges require careful planning, clear goals, and effective project management. And the next disadvantage is uncertainty. Change can create uncertainty about the future, leading to anxiety and stress among employees. This uncertainty may stem from concerns about job security, changes to roles and responsibilities, or the impact of organizational restructuring. Leaders must address these concerns proactively, providing reassurance, support, and opportunities for feedback and dialogue. So, this is but natural whenever we try to adopt a new thing, new procedure, new technology. So, definitely there will be resistance. But how the management can just try to overcome that resistance is talk to them, have a dialogue, convince them that nobody is going to lose a job, and you will be taking care of all the employees, all the staff, and they will be sent for training. They will be slowly, gradually, within a month, 2 months, 3 months, they will be equipped. They will be knowing, they will know what the technology is, or once they know the know-how of any technology, then definitely they will be feeling better, complacent. So it should not be chaotic whenever you try to implement any new technology or just try to introduce any change. It should not be chaotic. It should be a slow process where employees should understand, patrons should understand, stakeholders should understand, and when you are trying to do it, convince them everything and feel confident and make them feel that you are a leader, and when you are doing it, slowly, gradually, other people will also embrace it. So you have to be the leaders, and when you are the leaders, you can just train them and make them feel comfortable and make them assured that nobody is going to lose a job. Once everything is done, then all those uncertainties are over. When uncertainties are over, they all will focus on learning the new techniques, new technology, or the new process. So when they all will be involved in this, then definitely the output or the outcome will be better than expected. And the last disadvantage is cultural clash. Changes that conflict with the organization's values, norms, or culture may face resistance and difficulty in implementation. For example, introducing a new performance management system that prioritizes individual competition in a company with a strong collaborative culture may lead to resistance and low adoption rates. So, aligning change initiative with the organization's culture and values is critical to success. So, whenever we are trying to uh, change anything, it should be in line with the organization's culture. So it's not possible that overnight you can change anything. So there will be so many things which will resist. It can be your uncertainties, it can be about the culture, it can be any kind of disruption. So it is very difficult to overcome. But the best technique is to convince them to overcome all those barriers, to overcome all those uncertainties, to overcome all those cultural clashes, all those resistance, make them feel comfortable, make them uh, be convinced, try to support them, and just convince them that it is for the betterment of their career, for the betterment of the organization, for the improvement of the output. And if the organization grows, we all are growing with the organization. It is not that you are not growing, organization is growing. This is not going to happen. So we all are, this is a process. We all have to change with the passage of time. Time can be anything. It can be after 10 years or after 15 years. There will be a gradual change, and we have to adopt to that change. And slowly, gradually, when we adopt that change, slowly, gradually, we'll see that we all are, after adoption, we have adapted to it. The moment you adapt to it, you will be comfortable, you will be again complacent, and you will be in a position to give more output. Your efficiency will increase, so output will increase, and once the output will increase, your profitability will increase. So it becomes a profitable venture ultimately if we are able to manage all these things. So, dear friends, with all this, I'm closing the lecture here. In the next lecture also, we'll see other angles of change management, and probably in the next lecture you will understand completely what a change management is. Thank you very much.